Nancy here with A Joyful Cottage. I'm standing out on my patio this afternoon. It's about 60 degrees and sunny. It's a lovely place to be, really, after the last few days where it's been snowy and cold, highs in the mid-30s. So it's a welcome reprieve today. I'm going to show you some of the things that are going on out here. I can't do any real planting, not of any plants or flowers, because it's just too early. But I'll show you what I have and what's been going on with some of the things that I overwintered, and we'll talk a little bit about what I've got coming up. So let's get started. My Irish moss is coming back a bit, so I'm hoping that that will take over this summer and really spread. I usually plant some every year. Sometimes it comes back and sometimes it doesn't, and I was curious about really how to care for Irish moss because I've never really looked into it. So I was watching a YouTube video this morning that gave me some insight into Irish moss and how to care for it. And one of the things that the gardener said is to make sure that the area where the moss is growing is clean, that there's no debris on top of it and such. So I've been kind of cleaning this out, getting the leaves and the debris out of there, hoping that it will really help it. There's a little bit there's a little bit there as well, and other areas where you can just kind of see where it's coming out. I'll show you another spot over here where it's coming back. So I just need to get in there and kind of clean that all out and hope that it really comes back this summer, because I do like it between the pavers. I think it looks really good. My potted hosta. This will be the third year that I've had it in this galvanized tub, and it really loves it. As you can see, I had it overwintering in the shed, and it's just really coming back again. I can pull all this out, but you can just see how well it's done. So I'm really happy about that. Another hosta in this little galvanized bucket last year. It doesn't look like it's coming back yet, but it might be early for this particular one. It's hard to say, so we'll give it some time and see what happens. This is my potted clematis. I don't know how it will do this year. It's an HF young clematis. I pruned it back quite a bit, so I don't know if that will be a good thing or not, but we'll see what happens. The snow on the mountain is coming back, and that's always a good cover for the bottom of the clematis. Over the hot summer, it likes to have its roots cool, so that helps protect it. Last year, this has been my problem area, and I haven't found the right combination yet. Some of the things I planted last year just did not do well at all. Like I mentioned in previous videos, it gets really hot midday sun here. The rest of the time is shaded, so it's difficult to know what to grow. I had a lot of suggestions last year from viewers who said cover the area with a shade cloth when it's hot, different plants to try, and everything that I did that was suggested, nothing worked. So I am going to do something completely different this year. I'm going to take out the dead nettle, and I'm going to pot that up, and I'm going to take out the snake root that I planted last year, and I'm going to pot that up. And then I bought some wildflower seeds, and I'm going to plant those here, and we're just going to see how they do. They're Colorado native wildflowers, so hopefully they will like this environment and they will thrive. The other thing I need to do is to remove this old Landcape Timber that has rotted away and put a new one in. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just replace all these and put new ones in. This beach pebble rock I put in a couple years ago, and I really like it, so I'm going to take that out, clean out the whole area, pull that landscape rotted wood out and replace that, and keep working on this area. I've got this plastic underneath here. which I think I'm going to pull that out and plant some more Irish moss between the pavers. I'm thinking about that, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I think there's enough room for it to spread. Now that I know what I can do to help it propagate, it seems like a worthwhile project that will really enhance the looks of the patio. So I'd love to someday just completely redo this whole area, but that's an expense that right now I can't see myself spending money on. So I will do what I can do. This Hummingbird Feeder last year. If you watched my channel last year, you may remember it was down near my mini cottage garden. I didn't get any hummingbirds at all, and it was recommended by one of the viewers that I raise it up off the ground, that the hummingbirds would be more comfortable going to the feeder if it was elevated. So this year I attached it to the top of my fence with some cable ties, and my friend who has one hummingbird that comes to her feeder said that April 15th was a migrating date here in Colorado. So on the 14th I put up the hummingbird feeder, and I'm waiting to see if any show up, but I'll try it one more year and see what happens. I've got the camera set up. It's the next day. It's late morning, and I'm going to start doing some actual work out here. Just came back from Home Depot, and I have some landscape timbers to replace the ones that are down here, and I'm going to clean that up and work on it and see how much I can get done today. So I've got the old rotted landscape timbers out now, and I'm going to clean up that area, get all the leaves out of there. I'm going to keep the leaves in my lawn refuse bag, and I'll use that for mulch. And some of that decomposed landscape timber can be mulch on my front flower beds. So I'm going to reuse some things, recycle. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so now that I've pulled out the rotted landscape timber and cleaned it up, dry leaves out of there, pull out of the mulch, I am going to now put in my new landscape timber, and you can see I pulled out the rocks as well, the pebbles, the beach pebbles, and I'm going to put the landscape timber in, and then I'm going to replace the rock, and I have some additional rock that I may use there or other places on the patio. the way the landscape timber looks, but I noticed that there is some gap between the timber and the ground. So I am going to bring some mulch back in and fill up that area. It's working pretty well. Okay, now I'm ready to replace my pebbles. Corner of the patio I'm also going to clean out. I'm pulling the pebbles out and want to clean this area up so it looks better. Also, I see that there's some grass that's growing up between the wood and my fence, so I'm going to treat that as well. I've got some grass killer. It's a natural grass killer that I use, and I'm going to use that on there, so I've pulled some of it up, but it's got some roots down in there, so I'll take care of that. This dead nettle and put it in this pot. I've got some organic potting soil in here, and I'm going to water it, get it good and moist. And then I'll let that drain out, and then when it's not soggy, I will plant the dead nettle. Okay, you can see that this soil is moist. It's loosely compacts, but it's not soggy. So now I'm going to go ahead. I've taken some of it out of the pot, and I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 of these dead nettles in that pot. They'll be a little bit crowded, but that's okay because it's just a temporary transfer until I decide what I want to do with these. But right now I want to get them out of the beds so that I can plant my wildflower seeds. There were actually 5 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and dig up this last one and get it in the pot. This up with compost, and then I'll give it the compost a little bit of a drink. Okay, I've got another pot ready to go. I've got my moist soil that was left over from the other pot in this smaller one. I'm going to put my snake root in here. And again, this is going to be just a temporary transfer until I decide what I want to do with it. Quite a root system on this. You can just see it. Compost. Okay, so I've potted up the snake root and finished filling up the pot and gave it a drink, and it should be good to go. So I'm ready to plant my Colorado wildflower mix. I got this at Jack's and it was $5.99. I did some research online on their website to see exactly how to plant this, and it recommended planting with mixing the seed with all-purpose sand, a ratio of 4 parts sand to 1 part seed, to help broadcast the seed because they're so small. So this should do well here. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going to try it. It's an experiment. So it's a mix of perennials and annuals. The annuals will come up this year. The perennials won't bloom until next year. So we'll see what happens. I've done everything that I know to do here. I guess if this doesn't work, I'll just do all container garden in here, and then I can just move things around. But I'd really like to do something that's permanent, that I don't have to constantly mess with. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. Well, this is a small area, so I'm only using about 1/7 of the package, so I'll have some left over to do something else with, but we'll see what happens. And then it said just to rake it in a little bit. Just cover it lightly. Honestly, I'm not real sure what I'm doing here, but we'll see if this does anything. If not, I'm only out $6. So anyway, I'm going to water it now, and then I'm going to let it go. It's late afternoon and I'm done for the day. I feel pretty good about what I accomplished today. I think it was everything on my to-do list. So let's do a review and see what I did. The first thing I did was clean out these crevices between the flagstones. And I then went to Lowe's and got some lumber, some timber edging, and I changed out the old for the new. Got that all put in. Cleaned out the beach pebble, pulled that out, added some new. I think that's looking really, really good. It looks fresh. Put some weed killer on the grass that was coming up through the wood. And I pulled out the dead nettle and the snake root. Got that potted. And I seeded the bed with wildflower seed. I think that was everything that I did today. And that pretty much took me all day to get that done. Cleaned up. So I still have quite a bit to do out here. I'm not anywhere near done. I still have planning to do. I can't do that for probably another month or so. Mother's Day will be probably the weekend that we do that. And yeah, so feel pretty good about it. I'm still thinking about what to do between the flagstone. I'm not sure I'm going to do Irish moss. I saw something on YouTube that I really liked. I think it's called Creeping Munza, something like that. I'll see if I can find it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and maybe you got some ideas or inspiration for your own patio or for an outdoor space that you've been thinking about. And honestly, I don't have a fancy patio to decorate and to work with. I have what I have, and I try to make it work for me. I do spend money when I can afford to, and today I didn't spend very much at all. I think altogether, maybe I spent, with the sand that I had to buy for the wildflowers and the timber and the edging, I would say probably about $30, so that's not too bad. Anyway, I enjoyed sharing with you, and I enjoyed the fact that I got it done today. I hope it was an encouragement to you. So I want to share a scripture with you that I was thinking about today, because I know that some of you are dealing with health issues, loved ones that are struggling with health issues. Some of you have your own health issues, loss of loved ones. There's just a lot of things going on right now, and of course just things in general in the world are so topsy-turvy. So I want to share a scripture with you that was on my mind as I was working today. It's Psalm 86, verse 15. But you, O Lord, are a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. You know, God is really full of mercy. He is compassionate. He loves us so much. And He hasn't forgotten you. He has His eye on you. And He has your healing in His plan. Whether it's here or one day when you finally be with Him, healing is on its way. So I pray for you. I thank you that some of you have asked for prayer and shared your concerns with me. And that leads me to bring up again the group page that we have going. We have pretty close to 150 women now. And it's just a great place to find encouragement and to share things, and even sometimes have a few laughs. So the name of the page is A Joyful Cottage group page. That's A Joyful Cottage group page. And I hope you'll consider joining us there. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like the content, I hope you'll subscribe and give my video a like so that YouTube knows it's being watched and they'll get it out to more people. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your encouragement, your love that you show me all the time. I'm just so blessed to have this channel and to be able to share Jesus with you and to get to know you better here and on our group page. So I hope you're having a great week, and I hope the rest of the week goes just the way you want it to, and God bless you. I'll see you soon.